right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is Data Solutions 2.0, embracing the AI-driven automation era. Thank you for being here. All right, so today we are going to discover the transformative power of AI and automation for data-driven businesses. We have a team of expert panelists here who are going to explore the evolution of AI, its impact on data management practices, as well as the intersection of AI and automation. We're going to talk about real-world examples of AI tools and how they enhance productivity and efficiency. And as well talk about how Astera is diving into this new era. So here's what we can expect today. We're going to go over some introductions. We're going to introduce you to our expert panel, and then we're going to dive deep into a discussion. We're going to share all of our insights, and then we're going to get to see a demo of a solution that we've been working here at Astera. It's an AI-powered feature for unstructured data management. And then we'll take some questions from the audience and close out. So that's our plan for today. So let me introduce you to our speakers. We have today Leon Gordon, who is a data analytics leader for Microsoft Data Platform MVP and the founder of Onyx Data. He has a decade of experience helping organizations improve performance and leverage technologies like AI and big data. He's a renowned speaker, advisor, and contributor to Brains Magazine, the Global AI Hub, and Forbes Technical Council. And next, we have Henry Orlando Clavo, who's an accomplished data professional with an extensive experience implementing technology solutions across diverse sectors. He's a trusted problem solver, adept at resolving ETL challenges, with a specialization in NLP, data science, data engineering. Henry brings a wealth of expertise to every project he undertakes. Next, we have Jay Mishra, who is a seasoned data architect and software solutions expert with over 2 decades of experience. As the COO of Astera, he leads and develops the development of groundbreaking data pipeline building products. Jay's strategic collaboration with esteemed clients has enabled Astera to conquer complex data challenges and deliver extraordinary outcomes. And then we have Lori Moye, who's an alternatives operations manager at InvestNet, where she develops and oversees the automated processes for alternative investment data extraction. She has over a decade of experience in the financial technology industry, spanning across many operational departments, including turnkey back office support, data aggregation, and application integration. So we're very excited to have all of our panelists here and excited to hear what they have to say. All right, so we are going to dive right into our discussion now. Great, so let's get the ball rolling. This first question is going to be for Jay. So there's this fascinating analogy that captures the essence of human-computer interaction. And it goes something like this: computers are the bicycles of the human brain, while AI is the steam engine of the mind. So as an expert in your field, we're eager to hear your perspective. So in your view, how can AI empower individuals and revolutionize the way that we interact with computers?
Absolutely. Thanks. So I believe the first part of the statement is attributed to Steve Jobs, and the latter is to either Satya Nadella or Reid Hoffman. And it captures the essence of the new industrial revolution brought by AI very nicely. AI, I believe, is going to make a huge impact on the way we interact with computers. It is going to make a difference in the way the computers are personalized. The software solutions are personalized for us. And user friendliness, it's going to be much more user friendly. And the way we interact with computers and software solutions, that itself is going to shift more towards a supervisory role to AI-based solutions. We will be directing about what needs to be done, and solution will be doing more of the work for us. We are going to see a gradual shift in that direction. We are already seeing AI making a huge impact on the new software development and even existing software solutions being configured using AI. Even more complex processes are now automated. A lot of that we are seeing with our experience. Our customers are asking us about existing solutions, how we can use AI to expedite the configuration of the solution, and we are seeing the application there. So the interaction is going to change significantly, and I believe AI is going to take a lot of burden off our shoulders in terms of automated solutions. Yeah, I think over to you. I see there's a lag between the audio and the video. Over to you.
Well, yeah, you're cutting a little bit in and out. Well, thank you so much. We're gonna throw it over to Lori. As someone who works with large volumes of unstructured data, we're eager to hear your perspective on the delicate balance between AI and human involvement. I'm sure you've heard the saying, AI won't replace you, but a person who uses AI will. What's your take on this?
I think we're all in the boat. It can be scary when something is threatening the way we operate day to day and, operate in our job functions. But really leaning into this change is going to make it less daunting. And, like we're saying, it creates a new opportunity where there wasn't before. So, just taking the opportunity to become proactive, become a subject matter expert, that increases your marketability. It makes your future career path with these new, AI and automation integration, it may look different, but that isn't a bad thing. So, with AI handling more of the repetitive task day to day, it just really frees up time to develop yourself more professionally, to brush up on some new skills, maybe focus more on your softer skills, or even your current skills just from a different angle. So my take is embrace it, learn, and, make it an opportunity.
Great, thank you so much for that advice. All right, and this question, Jay and Leon, both of you can answer this one. As thought leaders in data space, how do you see the intersection of AI and automation transforming the landscape of data management? And also, what key advancements or trends do you observe in this domain?
Yeah, definitely. I don't mind kicking this one off. It's a great question there, Brooke. So for me, in terms of data management, I really see there being an emphasis now on companies and organizations becoming data literate at all levels of the organization. And with that comes a focus on data quality, data governance, data security, and how the data is handled across that pipeline. Now, what we've seen since the emergence of COVID, unfortunately or fortunately, is mass change in adoption. Okay, we've gone from companies that previously weren't remote, that were all in the office, to having to basically overnight become or upskill from a technological perspective and put all of the infrastructure in place that we now have today that we can utilize AI to go ahead and harness. But with this remote working, there also needs to be more of a focus in terms of that data management, the governance, the security of that data, and really ensuring that the employees within your organization are very data literate in terms of how to handle data and where to utilize data. I think we're all aware that when ChatGPT, so probably the most popular of the generative AI models, come into the forefront with mass adoption, everybody was throwing all of their data at it, regardless of the sensitivity of it. And now we're starting to understand that a lot more organizations are clamping down on this type of behavior, and I expect to see this become more at the forefront in terms of how we move forward with data management.
Great. And Jay, are you with us? Is your audio working?
Yes, I think I'll stick to audio. So that. All right, so I completely agree with Leon, and I would like to add some specific points from our perspective of what we have seen as a company, our customers. So there are 3 or 4 areas I would like to touch upon. The first one is the intelligent document parsing. So the document parsing or the text parsing has been around for a long time. But with the NLP, of course, it has been progressing. With the generative AI, the GPT, it has gone to a different level altogether. And we are seeing a lot of innovation coming in that area. And we are very excited to be in that area and with our products making a difference, if we can claim that. We are seeing that the insight and data, there was a distance between two. And with the generative AI, we can bridge that gap very quickly. And we are seeing some proof of concept that we have done with certain data sets where you can let the GPT loose on large amounts of data, all textual data, and bring in the insights very quickly to the user and have a closed feedback loop, get the feedback from the user, go back and make and have the iterative process. And we are seeing amazing results on that front. So that is one area we are very excited about. And that relates to the personalized experiences. So basically, everyone has their own unique needs. Of course, if you look at data processing and data extraction and trying to get insight from it, everyone has their unique needs. And with the AI, we're able to cater to that. Earlier, there's a wide range of solutions, and the solution is basically kind of specific to one specific, like let's say one big area, but not very customized to your needs. With the AI, we are able to get to that level, and we are very excited about that possibility, and we are seeing results already. And last but not the least, that is explainable AI. So the AI, of course, is going to bring results, and sometimes it looks like a miracle that, hey, here is a solution, here is what we think is right. But in a lot of industries, it's not enough. You got to explain, how did you get that answer? So that is another area that I find personally very intriguing, and a lot of work is going into that. And we are also trying to put in some features and functionality in our products to help on that front. So that's all I would like to add from my side. Over to you.
Great, thank you so much for that. So next question is for Lori. As someone who's a valued customer at Astera and as well a panelist here today, we'd love to hear your insights on the importance of data management and extraction, specifically in the finance industry. How do you believe AI can enhance current practices? And also, Henry, if you have anything to add here as well, we'd love to hear your opinion.
Just as we were saying, the customers are no longer looking for cookie cutter things. They want financial advice and planning and additional services that are specific to them. So really we're sitting on, gold when it comes to the data we're getting in. So, being able to extract every piece of usable data, having it automated and quality so that we can really fill that need to develop our offerings based on the client needs and what we see coming into our system, and really work on a sort of virtual financial decision concierge, if you will, is kind of what I think people are looking for. Like, am I making the right choice? And the best place to look for that is in the data, of course.
Yeah, to add to this point, so I've worked in healthcare at the beginning of my career. Work with clients to implement their data. So the most important or common issues that we encounter is we do the manual load and look at the data and make decisions. Now with these changes in data management now in the last couple of months or 6 months, those can be automated. We can create pipelines that analyze the data, if it's unstructured or structured, and be able to ingest it into a database without making decisions based on what we observed. It will be a report that will be generated, and we'll be able to make decisions. So we'll have the capacity to think of a pipeline and what can that tool help us, make decisions, as opposed to analyze the data, work with the customer, and then provide the results to them. So, yeah.
Great, thank you so much. Heading back over to Leon and Jay. How has AI enabled greater autonomy in data management, significantly reducing task duration from months to minutes? And can you share specific examples of AI-powered approaches or techniques that have proven successful here?
Absolutely. I would start from the perspective of, again, solutions specific to data space. And what we have seen is that the low code, no code solutions have been around for some time. And they do help the users of our products to build their solutions, their data pipelines and data quality solutions and various types of solutions. It helps them build it quickly. And that was a trend that has been around for over a decade or so. But with the AI, we are seeing that that has changed again dramatically. What has happened that with the AI, we have been able to take the repetitive tasks, the tasks where you spend a lot of time, but the gain in terms of productivity or the real value is not there. So that we saw with at the top of low code and no code, we started to automate those parts. And within past few months, actually, we have seen that with the introduction of only those features has made a huge difference in the productivity of our users, where you're spending, let's say, several hours. So let's say, for example, put together a solution to extract certain types of data from a document. And let's say going into a database, this is a simple pipeline. To build that, let's say it will take you maybe a few days, maybe a week. Now that can be done within a matter of few minutes. So that's the kind of gain you can see using AI, and that is very exciting to us. So there is one area we believe that the AI has made the existing solutions even more streamlined, and users are spending time where they should spend time to look at the logic, to see the results, and see that if it is not right, hey, something is wrong here, or maybe let's do another iteration. So they can spend time there instead of spending time in kind of a boring and repetitive tasks about checking everything. Okay, hey, my comma is here or not, my rule is looking right or not, my result is looking right or not. So those things basically used to take up a lot of time, and with the AI, we are able to minimize that. So that's something that we have seen with our experience, and we'll continue in that direction. That's the direction we have taken. So that's from my side. Leon, you would like to add something to that?
Oh, definitely. I fully agree with your experiences there, Jay. And I like to think of AI as it is in the moment, as automating the automation. Now, a couple of examples that I will give based on some of my experience of how we've seen AI assist and become more efficient is in what I would call not big data anymore, massive data. So we're talking hundreds of billions of rows worth of data, which is absolutely impossible for a human to analyze in a fairly swift amount of time. Now, what we're able to do is, for a lack of a better term, throw this data at our AI pre-generated transformer models and be able to really identify patterns, complex analysis in detail, as you mentioned, Jay, in seconds. Which is fantastic, and where we are with AI at the moment, in my opinion, is very much just the beginning. Now, the other offset of that from a day-to-day perspective, which again, to echo your sentiments there, Jay, from an efficiency perspective, is more in terms of having a virtual assistant. So one of the ways that I like to utilize the likes of ChatGPT even, and other pre-trained generative models is by having them as my coding buddies, for example. I can throw questions over, I can ask it to make comments of my code, I can ask it to even turn my code into pseudocode, for example, all this by just firing this into another web browser just by the side of me. Now, from an efficiency perspective, there have been many times for those people that are technical in the audience, and I'm sure also for people that are not technical in the audience, whereby you've had a question, you've had to go over and speak to a colleague, you can't do that because you're remote, you've jumped on your favorite instant messaging or video conferencing platform to ask these questions, your colleagues haven't been free, and you've gone to get a coffee, etc., 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 and all of that time is added up, whereby now we're able to just throw these questions over the fence and get instantaneous answers. So that would be the two examples that I would cite.
Great, thank you for those insights. And we're gonna head back over to Henry and Lori for the this next question. I'm interested, how do you see these AI tools putting the or how will these AI tools put the power of AI and data-driven decision-making in the hands of users without needing manual coding?
I'll take this one, Lori, and then you'll respond. So it will give the decision makers a chance to be more creative, as opposed to thinking about syntax, and be able to write a process that enables transformation or enables ingesting data, things of that nature. They will be able to test their ideas and see if it's valid or not, and they will provide insights into if there has any flaws in it. So it's kind of like a check, but at the same time, giving you an assistance to be able to make decisions on what to build, what to leverage when working with data and different types of data. With the Power AI, users can now rely on having ideas tested based on the data sets that the model is generating for them.
Yes, and to follow up to what Henry said, this just opens the doors for non-technical users. I have my tech side, but I'm more, service background. So this really allows to apply your business expertise without tying up other resources. I don't have to go talk to a team of developers. Just moving faster from idea to execution, as Henry was saying, and then being able to really adjust on the fly. If you build that out and you realize it's not what you were going for, instead of days or weeks of development work, let me just change these few pieces around, change my pipeline, and see if that gives a desired result. So that's a time saver as well, and you get to apply your business insight, and it's not filtered through several levels of technical teams at that point.
That's great. Thank you both. This next question is for Jay and Lori. With the increasing availability of large volumes of unstructured data in variable formats, how do you see AI and automation playing a role in helping organizations extract valuable insights from this data? And what approaches or technologies do you recommend for effectively processing and analyzing such data at scale?
I will start off with this one and then allow Jay to share his expertise. But I will say, when you're looking at this insurmountable amount of data and trying to figure out what story am I trying to tell, what need am I trying to fill with this data that I'm extracting, if your processes are automated and you're able to get this data into a workable state in a much quicker time frame, that's going to just give you more resources available for the strategic thinking, your client partnerships, and just understanding the factors that are actually driving what you're looking for, the story that you're trying to tell, or the problem you're trying to solve. So again, just giving capacity where you really need it and where you need to apply it, instead of digging through rows of unstructured data.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that, Lori. And basically, we also recommend, from solutions architecture perspective, we always recommend to focus on the infrastructure. Make sure that your processes are efficient, so that you're not spending time where it's mundane tasks, where you're making sure that certain types of documents are grouped together, and then here is a process for that. So you're spending time on those tasks, you are wasting time, basically. That's how we look at it. You automate what can be automated. And the human capital, or your time, should be used in the tasks that cannot be automated. So from the process perspective, we recommend that automate as much as possible. And unstructured data, of course, by nature, is a little bit more difficult to handle compared to more structured, the rows and columns. So one more thing that we recommend is that take the data and look at what meaning, what information that you want to extract from the data, have the objectives defined first, and then try to extract that and bring it to more structured format before you can start analyzing it and start putting it through other processes to make more use of the data. So that is something that we recommend from the process perspective. But with the AI, we are seeing trends. A lot of trends are changing. A lot of things are changing rather rapidly, and we are actually experimenting as we speak, and actually we are working on different ways to handle unstructured data. And one of them actually is to not convert data from unstructured to structured and go directly to unstructured data and try to get the insights directly from unstructured data. And but again, not at the cost of infrastructure. Infrastructure is very important. Processes are very important. But for example, if you're dealing with large amounts of unstructured documents, unstructured data in documents, and you want to gather insight about what is happening in those documents, so kind of exploration of your data, that can be done with using AI, and we are trying to build some solutions on that front as well. And again, to summarize, I think I went in a couple of directions, but to summarize, the processes are very important. Infrastructure is very important. And earlier we used to say that always convert unstructured to structured. Now we are saying you're open to do both. You can convert from unstructured to structured, or you can go directly jump into unstructured, no problem at all. That's all from my side.
Great, thank you so much. This next question is for Leon, Henry, and Jay. We'd love to hear all of your perspectives on this. What key advice or insights can you share with organizations that are considering incorporating AI and automation into their data management strategies? And what steps should they take to maximize the benefits and overcome potential challenges?
I will take this one. So the one aspect that I've noticed is people or executives need to get educated on the AI tools and the risk that comes with it, and be able to leverage that technology effectively as the use of how their data will be collected, how it'll be used, and then be able to implement it as a strategy within the whole organization, how it'll be used to, extract data, how to extract processes, things of that nature, and also make a decision of how we're going to curate this data, how we're going to communicate this information within the company, organization worldwide. So once the education takes place at a high level, then the teams and domain experts be able to understand what they're getting into when they apply for these strategies in the upcoming years, when organizations are still adopting this new technology.
I agree with that, Henry. I think it's a great point that you've mentioned there, because with the mass adoption of AI that we're seeing, a lot of organizations are literally saying we need AI now, without the ramifications and not understanding the full picture of what this adoption looks like. One point I would add to that, when speaking with organizations, we try to ensure that they're harnessing these technologies in line with business goals. So generally that could be something like increasing revenue by 15%, lowering cancellations, exploring new markets, etc. And then really having a tangible project or proof of concept to start to embed these technologies in silo before expanding across the organization once you've seen a successful proof of concept there. So that's kind of the conversations that we like to have with organizations, is really identify what's going to be your key gains in adopting these type of technologies. Is it the right fit? And then have your key stakeholders involved in POCs, and start small and then expand over due course.
Absolutely. So I would like to add just a couple of things again from implementation perspective. One is the need to establish a strong data infrastructure. Make sure that when you are trying to embark upon this journey of it's exciting times. Everyone is trying to do something with AI, but be careful about making sure that you have the data infrastructure in place. You have the right storage, right computing power, and also the right data tools. Because AI is going to be successful, or actually we are seeing the quality of even the LLMs, the training of it. There is a clear trend that the success actually depends on the quality of data. So you need to deliver quality data to your AI for it to become more successful. And that comes from right data set, right data tools. So focus on making sure that you have the right tool set, before you start with this whole AI experiments and going in that direction. That's all I would like to add from my side. Thank you.
Great. And then, Jay, I'm going to ask you as well. How is Astera specifically embracing AI? And then if you could also talk a little bit about what is AI-powered data extraction.
Absolutely. Thank you. So we started on the field of AI about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And naturally, we saw the intersection of data tools and AI. And AI applied to our solution itself. I talked about it earlier, how it can bring a huge change in usability, the human-computer interaction, the way our users use our product, the way they build their solutions, the way they can become more efficient, and that is applicable to all software solutions. We believe that any software solution anywhere can use AI to make it more friendly. So we started on that journey about 2 years ago. We started to add different AI-based features to make it more friendly to the users. So the decisions that users need to make, how about we let the AI do some of that work and recommend that, okay, hey, how about this? And some of the, not some of the times actually, now we see that most of the times the recommendations are actually helping. In the beginning, there was some time where it was 50-50, but now we see that it is increasingly AI is helping more. And so to enhance usability, we started to use AI and we continue in that direction. And with our products, specifically the data extraction product from documents, we have added AI in all different levels. So we used to have extraction-based, template-based extraction from documents, and now we have a feature where AI builds the template for you. So it just looks at the document and figures out that, okay, hey, here is what it needs to be extracted, here's the logic, and so on and so forth. So earlier, the solution was there. Our users were needed to build that extraction template, maybe spend 2 to 3 hours, 4 hours to build that, test it. Now, with one click, within a matter of a few seconds, the first cut is ready, maybe 85, 90%, 95% correct. You make some modifications and you're good to go. So that is one way we saw that AI can help our users. So on that front, we continue to build features throughout our data stack. And we believe that is one way the entire data products for our data solution builders and the users, they can become much more user-friendly. And the second is, of course, to be at the forefront of this whole AI application itself. So building AI-based solutions using our product, that is another area where we have spent quite a bit of time. And we are looking at innovative solutions. One solution I'm very excited about is that, and I actually talked about it earlier as well, where we can go directly to unstructured data without converting it to structured and use AI to get insight out of that document and or set of documents. So there we are using local, we are taking LLMs and applying it locally to those set of documents and trying to answer certain questions that can be configured by the user. So that is one example. And then we are trying to work with LLMs and introduce technology for our users to build AI solutions. So for example, we are looking at how you can interact with the ChatGPT APIs, how we can make it a first-class object. Then also you can have your own personalized LLMs. In order to do that, you need to have embeddings. You need to have, for example, Pinecone integration and so on and so forth. So the technology that is available out there already, we're trying to bring it inside our product itself. Under one umbrella, you are using data integration, data massaging, cleaning, and also you are able to apply the AI methodologies and processes to build AI-based solutions using our product. So so this is how we are trying to make our users more efficient with the usability and also bring AI features to our product for them to use it firsthand.
Great, thank you so much. We're going to pivot a little bit here. We're very pleased to have Lori here today. She has a lot of experience with our unstructured data management tool, which is called Report Miner, which she uses at InvestNet. And so we would love to hear about your experience with the solution. And if you could share some specific benefits that you've observed from using the tool. And how it's impacted the efficiency and accuracy of data processing workflows at your organization.
Oh, yes, happy to do that. You know, the thing that we've all been echoing today is just the hours of manual data entry that it has saved. Going in, creating a template, being able to parse that data out, getting into a state where we can feed it into other systems and it's readily available to review. You know, you're not waiting weeks sometimes for account updates because they're being hand keyed and then they have to be reviewed. Just higher quality of data, shorter turnaround time, both of those factors lead into a much better client experience. And also with the ability to throw something, I hate to say throw something together, but it is like that, throwing together even a workflow to help another team within my organization, to help them with a proof of concept. You know, like I said, I don't come from a largely technical background historically. This was a program that was easy for me to pick up and start using, and has helped me, you know, grow a certain skill set that I've been wanting to for a while, and I'm getting a lot more exposure being able to help others with, you know, tackling their unstructured data. And it's amazing once somebody hears that you're using a program like Report Miner and what it can do, without even the AI that I'm so excited about. You know, it's word spreads, and they come knocking at your door. Hey, I want to see a demo of this. Hey, can you show me how this works? Can I send you this document? Can you take a look at it? So it's really opened up a lot of conversations and had us take a look at how to just operate more efficiently and deliver on that good client experience and quality data.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's really great to hear. In a moment, we're going to look and we're going to see a demo of the AI-powered feature. But Lori, I'd love to ask you, because you've seen it earlier, how do you foresee it changing data extraction at your work?
You know, I'm very excited to see it again, and I can't wait to have it. Introducing these features, it's just going to take efficiency to another level. As Jay was saying, spending a few hours creating a template, testing, versus give me your recommended template and I can spend a few moments making a few adjustments here and there. That's going to be a game changer. There's just so many things that can change in this unstructured data, especially when you're looking at, all of us look at financial statements, your bank statement, your you know, retirement information, and they are various forms. They change from month to month. They may change at the end of the year. So having the AI-powered features to take a little more human involvement out of the equation when it comes to these sort of, oh, they changed one slight phrase. While it's great to be able to use regular expression to account for those, having something that's going to generate a template based on those variances already is huge.
Great. Thank you so much. We're going to see a demonstration shortly. We have Aisha here today, who's a developer at Astera, and we're so lucky to have her. And she's going to be sharing with you how this works. I'd just like to remind you as well, if you have a question, feel free to pop it in the chat, and we'll try to get to it before the end of the webinar today. So with that, I'm gonna hand it over to you, Aisha.
Thank you so much, Rook. Hi, hello everyone. My name is Aisha, and I'm a product manager at Astera Software. I've been associated with the data science and AI initiative with Astera for quite some time. As Jay mentioned, we started on this for about 2 years ago, and since then I've been part of this. And with its first phase out in the market, we are here today to see firsthand the capabilities of generative pre-trained models with the unstructured data. So with that, I'm just going to share my screen and we can get started. Okay. All right. I hope my screen is visible.
It is, yes.
Okay, perfect. Right. So the product in question that we were looking at the screens is Report Miner that both Jay and Laurie discussed. So Report Miner, just to give you a bit of overview and just summarize what Jay and Laurie said. Report Miner basically allows you to extract data out of various types of unstructured files, and those unstructured files could be PDFs, text documents, RTS, PRN files, and so on and so forth. And so in this demo, we're going to take an example of handling an unstructured PDF file. So let me first basically show you how a report model looks like and how a user typically used to create these before AI. So how basically Laurie would be using it right now without AI, right? So the first thing is you can start by, so this is the report model designer that you see on your screen. So this entire thing is a designer. You can see I've already loaded a report, and this is an unstructured report. It's a purchase order, and it has few UI components. All of this is no code. We have something called a pattern bar where you can define patterns. This is a model layout. This is basically a space where you can see the entire schema or structure of your model, and you have a bunch of these different items to sort of support or aid that extraction process, right? And similarly, we have multitude of properties on the side panels to support that process as well. So we typically start by loading a report model here, and once we are done with that, we are going to add a data region right here in the model layout. And after that, we are going to manually identify a pattern on the screens. So as Jay said, that all of this is no code, and we did try to include some level of automation in this, but that's how it generally is. And once you've set up so basically once you add the region, you have to identify the pattern. The pattern will highlight these regions for you, and these are the regions where your relevant data fields reside, right? And once you have that down, you have to highlight this fields. For example, if I want this, I have to highlight this manually and add them one by one to my entire schema. That's how a report model is generally created, right? Uh, Now, although the extraction template that we're creating is in an interactive no-code environment, I have not used any coding. I didn't need to, and it's very interactive, but it has its own learning curve, right? And there's obviously time and effort attached to it. So when it comes to creating the templates, and this is how it is in most no-code tools as well, it can be quite a challenge when the file has a more complex and a dynamic layout, meaning that it has changing layouts. Every new file that's coming in has slightly different layout than the previous one. It has different field names. The places of like the fields are all over the places. So for example, right now I can see order date in the top left corner of my screens, but there is a possibility that in the second purchase order, this order date is somewhere on the right sides, or maybe below the document, or the bottom left side of the document. So multiple variations that we can expect, and that can be more daunting, especially if the unstructured file is also complex. Some of the documents are that way, and that's where the feature that we have been talking about, the AI powered data extraction, comes into play. So it eliminates the tedious processes and allows you to effortlessly generate these report models from multiple source files at once. So let's dive in directly into it. So let me just open the project. I've already created this. So to start off, basically, we'll have to create a project, and I've already created one. I've added this folder here, and this folder contains multiple purchase orders. So what you can do is that you can add all your purchase orders in a single folder, and there's no limit to the number of purchase orders or the number of documents that you may want to add. And if you look at their layouts, let me just open these files one by one. So if you look at their layouts, each of these files have a different layout. So purchase order 1 looks something like this. Similarly, purchase order 2 looks something like this. So a different layout than the first one. So we're not just talking about like different values. We're talking about an entirely different layout because it's from different companies. Same goes for purchase order 3 and purchase order 4, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to right click on that folder. So your folder, as I said, your folder can have multiples, as many purchase order documents as you want to add to your folder, hundreds of those documents. And we click on this AI powered data extraction option. And here we get this option, create AI recommended report models. And we click on that. And we have like different report options. So since it's purchase order, I'm just going to keep it at that, but in the drop down we have multiple options, and it already has a specific layout. So we expect that each document, of course, a purchase order is going to have these fields. So it may have all of these fields, or it may have some of these fields, and that's completely fine. What we are trying to extract is a data that's pertaining to that has probably these fields, right? And so we start by clicking on this icon. So I've just done like a couple of clicks, and the process starts. And one by one, it starts creating. You can see that it has added a folder to my project, which is called AI Recommended Report Models. It has started adding the report models to it. And it has added another folder to my project, which is the erroneous report models. So basically what's happening here is that I had four different files. Now, 3 of them, which is purchase order file 1, 2, and 4, 3 of them were extracted without any errors or without any issues. But one of them had probably a single or multiple fields having probably invalid values or something, maybe a missing value, or there were field verification, or it got stuck in the field verification check. And that's why we have it in this extra in this erroneous folder. And this is for the sake of usability and user experience. Of course, if you're recommending report models on hundreds of files, you won't be going to each one and verifying manually whether there are issues with it or not. That would obviously add to I mean, we've done enough to automate this. We wouldn't be adding more manual effort on the user's part. So this was done to sort of ease that. And so let's in fact take a look at this. So if we take a look at the first report model, you can see that it has perfectly picked up the values. So for example, if you look at the shipping address, so it has picked up the shipping address, even though the field here was the identification or the key or the entity value here was shipped to. So what it does here is that it matches, it basically does a semantic matching on the field as well, meaning that a shipping address would have a similar meaning or similar context to ship to. And that's how it is for the rest of the field as well. So meaning that you can have a variable layout that can have very different field names, but if they have a similar context, if the value has a similar context, it is going to pick it up in the right field. Similarly, if we go back to, and you can see on the side panel here, there's like tons of properties attached to it. If I would have created it manually, as Jason said, it would have taken me like probably an hour at least, even with the amount of time I spend on Report Miner. And this one file that went into the erroneous report folder, let's just open that too. And here on the layout, model layout, where you can see the entire schema, I see this one field that has an issue. And the issue is, if I hover over it, it's going to tell me the issue, which is that the field length must be greater than 0. So this one has a 0 field length, and we can see here that this value is 0. So I can increase that, and I can verify where my value is and check if this is what I wanted out of it, right? So that's the idea behind this. And I suppose that's it from me. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Aisha.
Over to you, Brooke.
Oh, sorry, I just said thank you so much. Great. That was great to see. So now we're gonna answer some questions in the chat. And these will just be to the room. Anybody who has an answer for them, feel free to chime in. Our first question is from Rose, and she asks, with AI, is it possible to extract data from forms filled out by hand? She's specifically asking about this in like a use case for healthcare.
Brooke, I'm not sure. Is that a
question? Oh, Jay, I think that we can't hear you. It looks like you're speaking.
Thank you.
Oh, there you are.
That helps. So I can take this question. So those, I believe you're talking about PDF forms. So PDF forms are a specific type of PDF document, and it could be XML based, or it could be the original um, technology that was mostly binary. So we do have APIs that can be used to extract data from the PDF forms, and it can get all the field values extracted from those documents. And then you can create a pipeline that maps it to a more structured destination, maybe a database or an Excel file. And once you have that in more tabular form, you can apply any analysis that you want to do on that. So definitely, you don't. So when you said AI solution, I was not sure about what exactly you need from AI. The PDF forms itself, they are very structured, and you don't need any AI for extraction itself. I'm assuming you are talking about AI once the extraction is done and you want to do some analysis on it. So yes, it is agnostic to where your data is coming from, but extraction can be done using our APIs, and it is a first-class object in our product. You can build a pipeline by drag and drop, say that my source is a PDF form, and it is going to be automatically able to build a structure for you, layout for you, and extract those data points that are defined in that PDF form.
Great, thank you. And then you also might be a good person to answer this next one, because I feel like you touched on it a little bit already. Steve asks, we have hundreds of multi-page PDF specifications on our server unstructured. Can we use your service to ask questions and extract information in natural language? Example, show me all projects that require LED wall packs.
Absolutely. This is one use case I'm personally very excited about. So this one is definitely doable, and we have done projects like this in past as well, but it was mostly rule-based. So what we will do is, for example, there is a set of legal documents or contracts, and you want to ask a question about in how many contracts it says that it is this is allowed versus this is not allowed. So if you have such kind of questions to ask, you can actually get the results by using you're writing logic and extracting those data points, and again writing logic to get the right answers, yes and no. You could do that, but with the AI, it is becoming much easier. So there you can ask your questions in natural language, in plain English, or any language that you use, and we can take those questions and then create the right logic and use that to go inside those documents and get the answers for you. So absolutely, yes, this is something that is a new feature set that is being released, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you about possibly doing a proof of concept with you.
Great. And then another question about the product. Is the AI tool self-learning? As in, does it remember all adjustment to extraction models that you make to use for future extractions?
I can take this one too, as it pertains to our product. So the self-learning AI is something that is the next stage. The one that we have released already, it is not there yet. So what it does that it is so far it is recommending, and recommendations are going into some kind of storage, and we plan to add this feature in near future. So it is definitely on in our pipeline, and we're working on it, but it is not available yet.
Great, thank you. And then Aisha, you might be able to answer this one. The template or purchase order data model that you used in the demo, is it generic or was it customized for a client?
So that was a generic one, but you can also have a customized one. So if you, let's say, for example, you have a very specific form of purchase orders, and none of these fields apply to your purchase orders, for instance, right? And you have what we can do is that you can actually easily add a new layout to this one as well. So it's not like, we can add a layout to this. We do add generic layouts, that's for sure, to just get you started and sort of give you a head start. But if you want, you can definitely add your own layout to it and get AI to generate hundreds of purchase order documents for you.
Great, thank you. Amazing. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We really appreciate your time. It's been really exciting for us to get to share these insights, and as well as what we're working on at the Astera. We're excited about it, and we hope that you are too. So if you have any other questions or are interested in learning more about the product, please do get in contact with us, and there will be some emails after the webinar. So stay tuned. And we're so excited to enter this AI-driven automation era with you all. Thank you, everyone.